We give thanks to Almighty Allah. We ask Him, the Most High, to continue to show His household and companions and followers till the day of accountability. The greatest challenge this nation, Nigeria, is facing today is corruption. It's no more and no less. It's corruption. It's corruption. The economy, the insecurity, instability, all these are caused by corruption. Nigeria is blessed with all kinds of resources. All kinds of resources. On tap, unknown resources. And Allah bless Nigerians with number of intellectuals in all fields of endeavor. We are blessed. In the whole world, you see Nigerians performing to the level of excellence in all fields, not only in this country, even in abroad, even in the Western world. The intellectualism is there. So the number is not just number, useless, no. A number with difference. We're supposed to be competing in development with the highest level of development in the world. We are not supposed to be where we are today. It is because of corruption. This insecurity that we are always shouting in the world, praying and praying in churches, it will never work until when you deal with corruption. The instability of the economy that we are facing today in the nation, nothing can stop it except we stop corruption. Corruption has been there and it continued even in this regime, in all aspects of life. It is in all corridors. It is condemned by the constitution, but it's almost a consensus among corrupt, high-graded Nigerians that corruption should continue. There is no work now in Nigeria that will equate 500 million, except there is cheating and corruption that you will cry blood if you hear what is happening. Talk less of billions and trillions, where individuals are gathering the money, not knowing what to do with it. The money you cannot spend, you cannot account for it, even here. Talk less of there. And Muslims also are participating actively in corruption. Actively in corruption. And nobody is saying no, except the constitution, which is just a written document. Now Allah warned in the Quran, and Allah gave example in the Quran of a nation that has gone into corruption, the way Allah scattered them and dealt with them. And this is what we are now seeing in Nigeria, practically. In Baqarah 188, chapter 2, Allah says, never you consume the wealth of one another with no justification. Don't ever, whether Muslim, whether non-Muslim, whether you know him, whether you don't know him, as a Muslim, you don't consume the wealth of another person with no justification. It must be justified legally. But today, the consumption of wealth illegally is pronounced, accepted almost by all. And you are shouting of insecurity. In every contract, you know that the money is high, there is corruption into it. Except very few. Very, very few indeed. Now, how will this nation survive such type of criminality that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has condemned, and the Quran has condemned, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned the condemnation? People are enjoying it. Unfortunately, those who are into the business are not even enjoying what they are consuming. They just have it in record. Some don't even have the record. Allah says, for you who believe, don't consume the wealth of one another with no justification except on the business. And that business acceptable, legal. And don't kill one another. Allah compare corruption with killing. Quran is very, very excellent in construction. Yes, corruption resembles killing. If you are giving billions to take care of hospitals, and you decided to consume most of what's supposed to go into service of humanity, it's as good as killing a number of patients who are going to the hospitals. It kills education. When allocation is made to education, and some few indigenes of Nigeria will consume more than 50% of that budget, it's killing the nation education. When allocation is made to agriculture and the same in all fields of endeavor, that is how corruption is all over in the country. People are just silent. It's a reality. You can go on an investigation if you don't know. In anything you know, that is corruption. Not as there is money involved, that is corruption. Now, how are you expecting the nation to develop? How? Who will develop it? Allah will send angels down to come and develop Nigeria. Now, this is the true color of why we are suffering today in this nation. We have mentioned earlier in the last khutbah the consequences of sinning. That's why we single out corruption out of the grievous offenses. Allah says, a city of Sabah, we make provision for them. It's a sign for us to know. Allah made provision for the people of Sabah. They have food in abundance. They have water in abundance. They have peace and security. But then when they turn away from Allah and they start oppressing one another, Allah sent down punishment of water, torrent water, torment of torrent. It's a violent water in abundance that will come and drown any resources you know of, including human resources. Allah tried them with that and tempted them with that. They became poor. They lacked food, they lacked drink. The only food that remained for them is a bitter fruit and small trees. This is what Allah left for them. Now, Nigerians are going the same line. After everything in abundance. Everything in abundance. Is it not in Nigeria that Nigerians don't even know what to use the money for? During Gawan, when we are much young, and Odoji money was just being scattered, you don't even know how to use it. Is it not the same Nigeria? Resources are increasing, human beings are increasing, and poverty is increasing. Why? Is it not the same nation that our currency, our Naira currency was more valuable than dollar? As young as we are, we spend Naira, which is more valuable than dollar. In 1985, if you have 1 Naira, that 1 Naira is equivalent to $1 point. If you go to Saudi Arabia, they will give you 5 Saudi riyals with 1 Naira. And if you present $1, they will give you 3.7 riyals, not even 4 riyals. What is wrong with us? Criminality. Now, Naira is 1,300 to $1. And we are complaining. Why can't we? Complaint will continue long as we do not tackle corruption. It's annoyance of Allah descending on those who are in the nation. The whole nation will definitely test it. And those who are into it, whether directly or indirectly, they are going to test it in this world before the hereafter. That's why Allah made the punishment of corrupt individuals to be very severe. Because corrupt individuals are not only making a crime to individuals, their crime is killing a nation present and a nation unborn. They are killing a nation present and they are killing a nation unborn. That's their crime. That's why Allah likened them in Surah An-Nisa verses 29 and 30 with those who are killing human beings. The same verse, in one verse, Allah is discussing corruption and discussing killing of individuals. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض منكم ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما. Muslims should be very careful. Never you see as the business of day and you participate in that business. Rasulullah says Allah has caused those who are collecting and those who are giving. In fact, those who are intermediating too. Intermediators also are mentioned in the hadith. In fact, one hadith said that in the hellfire, because you are killing innocent individuals, you are killing the education, you are killing the agricultural sector, you are killing security, you are providing insecurity. And that's why Allah says, the recompense, the reward, the punishment of those who are fighting Allah and His Messenger. You cannot fight Allah and His Messenger. And they are mischieving on us in corruption. Their recompense, their reward, their punishment is to be killed, to be murdered. Because they have murdered uncountable individuals you cannot even know. They have killed individuals in hospitals, they have killed individuals on the road, they have killed individuals in education, they have made them to be ignorant by consuming their right to their pockets. In fact, they are providing insecurity because of corruption. We have gallants in this nation. The army, the navy, the air force, the police, civil defense, SSS, NIA, all these agencies are capable and competent in dealing with any situation of insecurity in the nation. In fact, their energy and their ability can deal with any situation around Nigeria. All those small countries you are seeing, they can extend their services and their security. It is because of corruption. The only thing hindering security in this nation is corruption. This guarantee you are seeing, they can deal with the situation in few weeks. With the gadgets of today also, and technology, things are very easy. But corruption is almost rooted everywhere in the nation. And accepted too. All the noise making about fighting corruption, yes, it's going on. But really you cannot see much of the impact. Because it's beyond what you are counting. It is almost everywhere. And that's why Allah mentioned the punishment. Killing and confining, life imprisonments. May Allah give us peace in this nation. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability, all of us, to be vanguard of fighting corruption. Look, even if your life is taken on this mission, it's not a failure. Because so many innocent lives have gone in Nigeria because of corruption. Allahumma izzal Islam wal Muslimin wa dammir a'da'ana a'da'aka a'da'ad-din. Allahumma alayka bil kafara wal fadla wal fasaqa. Allahumma alayka bil ladhina yafsiduna fil idara wa man yuwalihim wa man yu'inuhum wa man yu'ayyidunahum. Allahumma alayka bihim fa innahum la yujizunaka. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna 'alan nabi. يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد.